What is YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Back with some more reviewed or reaction. I think that's what I want to go with. I want to go with that. We're still talking about what it is, Chronicles, No Limit Soldier, or No Limit. I forget what the name is. But you know, from the last video, last reaction, or reaction, review, reaction. I still don't know. I think I just like that name. I'm gonna stick with that. Still trying. I think when I first did it, I kind of rushed some things because I'm still not used to doing reactions or reviews, even though I probably talk about this stuff all the time. But we ain't gonna recap what happened in the last episode. We're just gonna hop in the last two episodes. Anyway. We're just gonna hop right into what happened or what was said and discussed in the next two episodes. So we're gonna get right on into it. I think the first episode or the third episode, however you wanna put it, it was mostly still about the rise of No Limit and how Master P was expanding his prowess? No, I don't know if prowess is the word I want to use. He's expanding his business mind. And rightfully so. Like, you gotta strike when it's the saying, strike when the iron is hot, and that's what Master P was trying to do. They continued to talk about some of the artists that he was bringing in, how I laminated, how everybody seemed like they were signed to No Limit. He brought in I think they started out talking about Mystical. No, they talked about Mac, and they talked about Mystical. They talked about Cain and Abel, but then they talked about Mystical and how he worked for Jive. And I didn't even know it before. He was just a rapper. He was out there doing Michael Jackson impersonation and stuff like that. And can I ask a serious question? What the hell happened to Mr. Servo on Left Eye? Like, in the other video, he had two eyes. Like, something happened to him, and I think during this time, I was around especially 98, when we get there, I was about 5 years old, so I was paying attention, but I wasn't, paying attention like that. But then he went on to sign Snoop Dogg. That was probably the biggest acquisition to the No Limit thing, and that's what I would say that, he treated everybody like, if you was back then, I would probably say if you had to sign with anybody, you probably want to sign with Master P, because the things that was said, how much money he was giving out and shoveling out, like he was buying houses for people, buying cars, and he gave you two pistols to make sure you came correct. You wouldn't, had to worry about your pockets. That sound good to me. That sound what it is with Tupac, like what, hidden switches and getting digits, something like that. To me, that shit sound delicious. That ain't the full quotes of the word, but hey, it sound delicious to me. I want to join. Back then, now, they have they No Limit for everything, but rap ain't what it used to be, and they ain't what they used to be. It is a limit to No Limit, but I guess it ain't no limit to how far his ambition is. So, because he signed Snoop Dogg, and that came with some problems, because Snoop was still with Suge Knight, still with Death Row, and shit, Master P just went up in a jail cell and basically bought partially rights to Snoop Dogg. And when Snoop Dogg used to say that Master P saved his life, he was right. And it wasn't just because of Death Row, because he said something in one of them little parts where he was like, yeah, you needed all of that. But he was like, yeah, I needed, now I don't know the context, maybe, because I think during them times, like, Suge had all of these stuff. So maybe that what he meant about being broke. But he was like, I was gonna do a song with Mystical and stuff like that, and I just asked for $3,500, and then Master P added another zero, gave him $350,000, I think it was, and it was like, and he was like, I just needed that because I was broke. Like, what? Like, you Snoop Dogg. It wasn't like you was not like a no name rapper. He was Snoop Dogg at the time. He was still Snoop Dogg. So I don't really get it. But like I said, maybe the stuff with Suge and stuff like that. So maybe Suge still had the money to that. He still making some money off of Master P. I mean, not Master P, but Snoop Dogg when Master P signed with him. But you could see that they had like one of the biggest labels after Death Row. He capitalized, Master P capitalized the hell out of not Master P, but Tupac and Biggie. Now I know a lot of people talk about Jay-Z, but they forget to mention Master P and No Limit, because they were freaking force to be reckoned with during that time. From what, like 96, 95, 96 to like 98, 99, that was a force. And it's during the episode of the second episode, like I said, it was about, at least that's how they made it out to be. It was the growth of No Limit. They kept expanding. They kept getting bigger. They dropped, 23 albums in 1 year. In 1 year, like, they was booming in the work pace. Because they took, like, Mystical, he was talking about the work pace. Like, I understood it. Like, you got to scrap, like I said, you got to scrap with iron hot. And for them, or for Master P, that iron was very, very, very hot. He was out here making dolls. I remember them dolls because I think my brother had one. They bought one. And I don't remember they bought it for me, but I played with it the most because I was, like I said, it was around about 5 years old. I was about 5 years old during that time. I knew about the movie, like, once you see a person go to, like, movies, and, like, for not Snoop Dogg, but Master P, if you listen, and he was like, yo, it was always about to get the money, and I get that, I understand all of that. Like, it's always about the money, and that's why, like, he put, like, it was, like, one part where he bought Snoop Dogg a house, and he, like I said, he bought a lot of people houses with these in their name, in white neighborhoods, and all white people did not like that shit. Especially down there in the South, Baton Rouge, around in Louisiana, and New Orleans. Yeah, they still to this day. They were just back then. It was probably even worse back then, or maybe not. I don't know. Probably the same. I don't know. I don't live there. Y'all let me know down in the comment section. But when he started doing movies and stuff like that, like that movie, I'm About It. Like that was crazy. Like I didn't watch it. Ain't gonna lie. I got the hookup. Kind of wish I didn't watch I Got the Hookup too, because it wasn't better than I Got the Hookup. But I think I do remember the movie Hot Boys. I didn't know there was a movie. It was also another movie where, is that the same movie where Silk the Shocker was kind of like the main character of the movie? I don't remember, but that movie, I guess Hot Boy movie was better. I think it's after I'm About It, all the rest of the movie was better filmed. But I'm About It, yeah, I'm surprised it wasn't nobody getting shot. Or, yeah, it was just crazy because you, like, when it come down to props, you hear about movies having props. They had props. Except, no, they props are real. Like, you hear about fake guns, fake weighted guns and stuff like that. You hear about I don't know what they do when they make cocaine in movies, but they had real cocaine. They had real strippers. They had I'm gonna say they had real goons and gangsters out there with real pistols. Somebody could have got shot. Like, what the heck? See, back to the first two episodes when Master P tried to learn how to be he had to learn how to be a drug dealer because he really didn't know anything about drug dealing. Somebody had to teach him that. When it came down to running a store, he really didn't know how to do that and how to become a rapper and do all that. He had to learn. Like, that was, I think, in the second episode of today, he was like, yeah, I took everything. I didn't take it. The stuff that happened, I didn't take it as an L. I took it as a learning thing. Too much of the time, that is life. But for him, that was definitely with him. He didn't see anything as a loss. He saw everything. Like, I'm pretty sure he thought ahead, because you just can't come up with these ideas and not think ahead, I would think. But he did, and I'm guessing he didn't. Like he said, he didn't consider it a loss. He considered it a learning curve. I tend to hate those. I hate that. I hate the learning thing. Like, hey, some bad happened, then I gotta learn from it. I don't really. If I try to learn from my predecessors, I guess that come for me, I try to learn some stuff. You just can't do. You can't. Um, I can't think of the words, so I'm just gonna skip on past this thought. But he treated everybody like family in a way, cause they were like, yo, he ran No Limit like a Iron Fist. With Iron Fist, he was the head captain in charge. He was like the leader of the tank, and because it was like when he signed Mystical was still out there in the streets, and he was a wild boy. Hell, he still got wild tendencies now. He got a couple cases on it, man. You know what I'm talking about. So, but he was trying to look out for him because in like the previous 2 episodes, they talked about his brother Kevin that died, and then you could tell that still weighed on him because in the next episode, the last episode, which I still don't understand why they only. I mean, I feel like they probably could have fleshed some of this other stuff out, but that's just me. I wanted more episodes. About his brother Kevin, and then with C Murder and the stuff that he's going through now. So I guess everybody that he brought into No Limit, he looked at them as family or as in army. No man left behind. So he looked at it. He would tell them like, yo, don't go out here with girls. Don't be out at late nights and stuff like that. Don't be going to the club. And he was trying to look out for them. He didn't want them to either get shot or get caught up in some type of situation with a woman. And I could see how, especially as he started to expand and do other things like movies and do everything like that. He had shoe lines, sport agencies, and yeah, he had people like taking care of the other stuff. But there's certain stuff that I think that people will probably want him to be more hands on with just a little bit. So like communications and things like that don't get like crazy and out of hand, like because he's spread. Like he would say that he wasn't spread thin, and I can, like I said, I can understand him and what he was doing because I feel like I could be a great multitasker. But sometimes people like for you to be a little bit hands on, especially when it comes down to communication with money and things like that. And I think that would happen with them. With the people who made the Beats Maker, I think it was Beats by the Pound. Yeah, Beats by the Pound. Beats by the Pound wanted a new. They wanted a new contract, or they wanted more money. And he said they wanted to be their own boss. Which, if you look at the other rappers that was signed to them, they didn't look at it that way. And then when Beats by the Pound, when Beats by the Pound left, he looked at it and said, "No, we can still rock and we can still do this." But them other rappers, you look at Mystical, Mia X, Fiend, Miss Servo, all of them were like, that was a blow. That was a blow. And that maybe have been he like I said, he would never say that because he looking at relevancy. Even though he don't like that word himself, he looking at it like, yeah, I'm still out here doing things. I'm still, producing. I'm still making music somewhat. So he really don't, like now I I'm wondering like, yo, it wasn't like P. They weren't signed to No Limit no more. It wasn't like P. Like the people who wanted to make music with him, like they had to stop making music. But I think a couple other things happened to Mia X. Some of her peoples had passed away, so that happened to them. And so I will understand it. But by that point, P was out here playing basketball. Shit, he had basically hung up the mic and said, "I'm going to pick up the shoelace," and I can't blame him on that. If I thought I could still go out here and play. I remember explaining something to you. I played high school football. That's as far as I got. I ain't get no fall. I ain't get no college. I ain't go to college. Didn't get to play. I didn't play. But if I could go, I don't know if I can go to college because they ain't paying college. But if I can go to the NFL and get paid $100,000 or $1,000 contract, yeah, I'd do it. I'd do it. And Master P was actually good. I can't tell you that I was actually good. Can't tell you that I was actually good. I ain't getting no scholarship for basketball. So, or football anyway. He got a scholarship. He was actually good. And for what I seen, of what I've seen and heard, he was actually good. Both in Charlotte and in Toronto. That was in the second episode. I just skipped past some stuff in the first episode. I'll probably come back to it. But this is in... No, I think this is in the first episode. I'm jumbling around. I had all this set up, but then I had some technical differences. I'm making excuses. I should be supposed to be on my P's and Q's. I'm sorry. This is my second episode of reviewed or reactions. Can I have this? Please? Can I have it? Alright. Back to what we was talking about. He did that, and he had the football thing, and not football, but basketball. I'm talking about myself. He had that. Of course, he had the movie. The movie actually did pretty good to be an independent film. The first one. So that kind of led to them doing. Then they made Hot Balls, I think, like a couple years later. That did somewhat good because that was like direct to video. There wasn't theater stuff. So, of course, they won't. It's kind of like an independent. What they were, independent people. So all the money was coming to them. So they really didn't have to, distribute with other companies or movie theaters, so that where they got paid out the cash. And the reason why he was able to speed up and put these people in they create their own little studios and stuff. It was cramped than a motherfucker, than a mug, but yeah, he made it work. They made it work. See, they put out 23 albums in 1 year. Made a whole lot of WAP. That's what you do. During that time, Snoop Dogg still had his problems with Suge Knight, even though he was kind of let go. There was a point where Snoop Dogg basically almost got jumped by some death row dudes, and if you've seen the bad choreograph, I guess, reimagining of what happened, where Master P went to the jail that Suge happened to be in, and basically put up a number and told him, hey, all right, I want to buy a Snoop Dogg from you. Yeah, Snoop, Master P was about that life. You've seen that Master P could have died almost like 3 times in the past 4 episodes, or at least 2 episodes anyway. The next 2 episodes, he was a changed man. He was on to bigger and better things. At least he was trying to, because some of that stuff didn't work out. Then they talked about the Ricky Williams thing, and then the sporting contract. Now that was the first of its time. Now if you look at it, you got Jay-Z with Rock Nation. You even have some basketball players like Bron with Clutch Sports, and I think don't KD have somewhat like a sports agency or something like that going. So you see that trying to, like, some of the stuff that he ushered in, you see some people like trying to do now, but he maybe been ahead of his time, and especially because he would say that he did some research, but like I still don't like some of the moves that he made. It was like, how much did you truly know? But hey, it worked for a while. You can't get I can't discredit him for that. When something worked for a short period of time, when you don't know what you're doing, it appeared that he didn't know what he was doing. To me, it appeared he didn't know to a certain extent. But for the Ricky Williams thing, they would blame Master P for that. But then once you look at it, it was like, no, that was kind of on Ricky Williams. And Ricky Williams then helped the situation by getting a new agent and kind of moving away from Master P that second year. Now, if he would have came back and played that second year and did great, because he had that first year, he got hurt, then maybe it would have worked. And then them basketball players that Master P had signed, I don't really remember none of those people. But that's first stint with Master P in basketball that went here last. He came back again in Toronto. Didn't know that. I knew about Toronto. I didn't know about Charlotte until I actually looked it up. And I was like, man, P really love ball. And then both times he was the last person to get cut. And it wasn't because he played bad. It was always like some politicking thing in basketball. And I don't think that he understood that, because also he's a rapper. So why would he understand that? And I don't know if that rubbed some of the people the wrong way in No Limit. I don't think that. I think that they looked at it and were like, no, he out here getting this money. That's more exposure to No Limit. Cause like I said, like you, it is a limit when you think about the name, but you also gotta think like groups and stuff like that. They only have like 4 or 5 years. And I think he said that in the second episode that came on, second or fourth episode. What I'm talking about, fourth episode. If you chronological, I'm talking about what came on today or today. Anyway, so in that episode, he was like, yeah, you have a grace period when you at the top, and that's like 3 to 5 years. And if you look at it, that's about right. Death Row had about 3 to 5 years. Not No Limit, but Young Money probably would be the only group that I probably would say that they had some years. Because when they started to pop, it was around about 98, then they continued, but they did take some losses. They took some losses just like Master P did. Like they lost how Master P lost Beats by the Pound, then he kinda lost X, then I think Fiend, and then Mexico. Young Money lost Juvie, they lost BG, Manny Fresh left. I think one of them got locked. Somebody else got locked up. Lil Wayne stayed there for the longest time, but then you started to hear inklings, and then they kind of rebuild with some other people to, keep the rain going. I'm gonna use that word, or keep the top spot, I guess, as a rap group, or because I know they were Rock Nation and everything, but I don't just remember them just carrying like that. I think I remember Young Money more than I remember. I will put them there. But back to this No Limit thing. This No Limit Soldier thing. And I think I started talking about it, but then I jumped past it and started rambling on about something else. With Master P, like how I won't say that because he wasn't like Suge Knight, because he wasn't. Some of the stuff that Suge Knight, like I would say that Master P looked out for his people, and when he felt that his people probably were coming at him sideways, then he was like, alright, and I can understand that, because he cared a lot about those. He wanted those people to do well. Like he would have gave them a house, he would have bought them a house and put them in a house, and would have bought them cars and things like that. But I did think that he was maybe a little bit overprotective in a certain sense. But like I said, I get it. I understand why he would be that way, because of what happened to his brother, and then he looking at what's going on between his other brother with C Murder and kind of the things that he doing. But that what I would say on that instance right there. Then when he did get Snoop Dogg, he had the things with Suge Knight and Death Row, so he had a right to be. But all in all, I think that he would say that in the video he didn't get spread thin. I kind of thought that maybe, like I said, it's certain stuff that he probably should have been a little bit more hands-on with, but because he was doing basketball, and I would think that he would probably when he started doing that, he would put his main focus on basketball. And he was like, yo, everybody else, y'all handle that. So sometimes, like I said, sometimes you want to talk to that. He's the boss. He's the president. He's the guy that at the top. Like everybody else, you want to talk to that guy. And I think that would mean it had set between Beats by the Pound and P. That words than like notes and stuff. Some stuff got misconstrued between them. So when it came down to finally having a talk, they had a talk on over the telephone. Telephone conversation went south, or they didn't Beat by the Pound and get what they want, and so they left. And Master P, I guess he looked at that, because that started a ripple effect basically of other people leaving. And I think he looked at it like, hey, I can rebuild. I've done it before. He did. And he kind of did. He did. When he first came out, he was with the true TRU, other people, before it was him, Silk, and C Murder was some other people. He rebuilt after that, after he cut them loose, and then that happened. But back then he wasn't. That was the beginning of what he became in the 95, 96, I'm saying, 96, 95, 96, 97, 98, that was when they had started to become. And I don't want to say that they shuffled, because then they built up the 504 boys, but like they had some heat. Like, man, it seemed like everybody that like they had, I forgot what the number was, but they sold a lot, and people, because they had started to build up Silk. C Murder was a emerging, budding superstar. Same with Mystical, and they all pop, and I was like, that's the bad. Like, he would never say that, because even then he would never say that, he looked at that as a bad thing, as a failure. But having C Murder and having Mystical and having Snoop, he had what would be a big three of hip hop. Now, I don't really, cause it was funny in that docuseries, they had C Murder, and they were asking like, who's the better rapper between out of the three brothers, him, C Murder, or Master P, or him, Master P, and Silk the Shock? And I would have said C Murder. Out of the group, I would have said Mystical. I would have said Mystical, Mil X, C Murder, Snoop. Then Theme. I wouldn't even put Master P in my top 5. I wouldn't even put him in my top 5. I wouldn't. And I haven't. No, and then and then you got Magic, Mr. Magic. Yeah, he put like, it was a bunch of artists. Now I don't remember all of them, but I remember some of them. I remember some of them songs, but those are the 6 rappers out of No Limit that I remember, and he ain't in my top 6. He's not. Silk is not here. He may edge out the top 10. I don't know. I'm not sure. But because of the way that the stuff that he did with his music, that's the only reason why I would say that. But all in all, I thought I can't wait to see the next episode of this series, the next and last episode, because it's about C Murder and the crimes and things that are happening, and they're gonna go somewhere that I can't say I don't really care about. But the Romeo, I understand that, but because I understand that it's kind of like the bridge, because like I said, I think that he part of or owner of No Limit forever, so he trying to capitalize on everything. But but even now, you could probably say that Master P still out here making things. He just ain't too recently just made a movie, and he got the oodles and noodles. He has some shoes. He's still a businessman. He's still out here doing things to make money. And then when he was like, I love the. And nobody had to ask a question like, how. No, he wasn't. Actually, if I think about it, I just thought about it. Like, he really wasn't like you know how some, I don't even know how if other rappers are dedicated to like rap, like how you hear about basketball players being dedicated to their craft and stuff like that. I think they just do it because it's a way to get money, and that's how Master P looked at it. That was a way to make money. How he seemed to look at everything. Can I make money off this? Yes. All right, I'm finna do it. Whether he know how to do it or not, he will go into it head first, and then give it some months, and then get with some other people who know how to do it, and maybe he would try to learn from them. So I credit the hell out of him for that, because you doing everything you can. I would try to do it like I'm trying to do it right now with this reaction. People like reaction videos. They like review videos. Hey, I'm going to put one up, see if people watch it, see if they come back, see if they hit the like button. You should be hitting the like button. That's what I'm saying, is hit the like button. What are you doing? But you got to try things, especially when you're independent, you're your own boss. Like, now, the term throwing paper at the wall, whatnot, throwing ideas at the wall and see if it sticks, That basically what applies. Now, for P, his stuff worked in a way because it was hot. Everybody from No Limit was hot. Hot. They was burning hot. And when you have that, like like I said, that's the old saying, you're gonna keep coming back up. Strike when the iron's hot. That's what Master P did from 95 to 98, 99. He struck with the iron hot. He made music. He made movies. He made clothing line. Now, like I said, I was about 5 years old, 4 or 5 around this time, so I don't remember everybody just wearing camouflage clothes, but they did. They remember everybody wearing them damn camouflage, army fatigue, soldier, everything. Yeah, they did. They remember it. Like I said, I remember the doll. I remember I got the hookup. Hot Boys, I'm not sure if I remember that movie. I didn't watch it. I'm about it. What else? He had a sex hotline. Like, he was just trying to tap into every market of the world and put his name on it. Like, if like I said, if he saw it and he thought he could make money off of it, he said, "Nah, I'm finna do it. I'm finna do it." And I don't know, like, cause it wasn't like he didn't put those artists in his movies. He did put them artists in the movies, and yeah, it was great exposure for them. I would say it was great exposure for them. You could see them in a different light, and if for a point you seen like every rapper seem like they take some route into acting. Now they don't go into sports like he did. And I mean playing sports. Now you hear rumors about J. Cole talking about he gonna go play basketball. Now, I don't really know if he got the skill, but we'll see if he really does it. I know he's training. I ain't gonna doubt nobody until they go out there and they try. Gotta give him a shot, try, right? But for P, that what he tried. For everything that ever happened, he tried and he gave it a shot. At that point, I don't know. You don't hate on it because that'll be messed up. You're just gonna hate on somebody for trying something new, trying something different. So, but I give him kudos for that. Like, he saw something and said, "Hey, I could do it. I could try it." Or yeah, I could try it at least. I don't know if I could do it, but I'll try it. Okay, I made a little bit of, because I have a name, I made some money off this. Let's keep it going. Let's see how long could it go. And how long could I sustain this top status of being on top of the mountain? Because they were at that time, and he was like, "Yo, we was at top. I ain't gonna fall all the way off the mountain. I might fall down a couple steps, but I'm gonna find my way back up." And I think there was a lot of times, especially in hip hop, that's what you try to do. That's what you see, like certain football players or something like that. You see them say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna retire when I'm on the top." Why? Because they don't want to fall. They want to keep that symbol. Like some fighters, like you look at Conor McGregor, his stock kind of fell after he took a couple of L's. Like, people didn't believe in him no more. Yeah, he could talk junk and do that, but you like, who have you really beaten? Like, he tried to do that when going to basketball, trying different avenues. And like I said, if you look at the way the kind of stuff happened, that, like, what one of them was, the dude in Charlotte didn't like the rap music. Rap music got in the way, which I don't think it should have. It should have been about his play and him being a good teammate. But it wasn't for their owner, so he cut him. He was the last cut. Then when he went to Toronto, it wasn't about him again. It was about another player's agent. That person had did some fraudulent stuff, so Master P got caught up in, and he got cut. He was the last cut on the team. He got cut because somebody else had a problem with, not even had a problem with him, but had a problem with something else that really didn't have anything to do with it. With how, he interacted with the team, the media, and all of that. So it was, I would say that part right there was, I guess, and they said that, it was hard on him. So I would have to think, because basketball was his passion. And pursuing his passion or in the pursuit of his passion, he kind of maybe neglected what got him there. Because, like I said, he was doing so much other stuff, he kind of didn't have no choice to. Neglected what got him there. That was hip hop, that was rap. So it kind of, I don't want to say it was the rise and fall of No Limit, but it kind of was in a way. I mean, your artists started to leave. You went from putting out 23 albums in 1 year to 18 to 5. And we ain't even seeing if those albums. He wasn't even putting out that many albums himself. I think he only put out like 3 or 4 albums himself, but it was everybody else. So yeah, that's just my perspective on it. Like, that was like, he won't say he got spread thin. I would say he did. Especially when he started pursuing his true passion, which is basketball. Yeah, he probably. I ain't gonna say he was wrong for trying it, but I would probably say that was the fall of it. So let me know what y'all think down below in the comment section. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and I'll see y'all next Thursday for the next Chronicles, BET Chronicles, No Limit, and the next one, because I think they're gonna do one about DMX and the Rough Riders. I want to do another one. I want to keep this thing going, and they're gonna keep producing docu-series. So peace out, man. I'll see y'all in the next one, next Thursday, hopefully.